Hey guys, super excited to have all of you on the line right now with us. So we have a bunch of people. I think we had 630 people, or 35, excuse me, register for this. I always like to start off every webinar, as you guys know. I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for giving us your time. You guys are entrepreneurs, you're salespeople, you're business owners. So time is the most valuable thing you have. And when you're giving it to us, we respect it. And I know it's going to be super profitable for your business, because today's topic is, in full transparency, it's the first time ReminderMedia has ever co-hosted a webinar. And we found this company a couple months ago, White Glove Workshops. They are incredible. We've gotten to know them over the last couple months. Heather, who is on the line with us, is an expert in hosting seminars. She's going to explain to you guys who they are, but they're literally hosting 500 seminars a month right now, and they're putting them on for realtors, for financial advisors. So they're taking the pain away from you of having to put all the details together, and they're experts at really producing a successful seminar. And you guys know with ReminderMedia, the reason why we thought it would be a great partnership is because our specialty is really in how to follow up with your clients and how to follow up with people who attend your seminars, who attend your open houses. And one of the main usages of our product, American Lifestyle Magazine, is our clients, and we have a lot on the line right now, you'll have them drop ship to you so you can hand them out not only at your open house if you're a realtor or at your seminar, but you can use these as the party favor when you attract people to your seminar. It can be the gift that you give them. So we thought it was a perfect partnership. So before we dive into the content of really giving you guys a couple different principles that you should be thinking about and strategies you should be thinking about to host a successful seminar and how to turn your attendees into clients, I want to take just a minute to introduce ReminderMedia and myself, and then give Heather a chance to introduce herself in White Glove Workshops, just because we have people on the line that probably have never heard about us before. And so we want to take a second to do that and then dive right into the meat of this webinar. So for those who don't know, my name's Luke Acree. I'm the president of ReminderMedia, as Jesse said. ReminderMedia, we've been doing this for about 15 years. We are a sales and marketing company, as I like to say, and we really seek to help business professionals with the most critical thing in your business. How do you stay in touch with your clients, with your contacts in your database, so they never forget about you and they never go and use your competition? They use you again and again for repeat business. And then even more importantly, they have such a great experience with you, they refer you. And see, our specialty, when we looked at the market 15 years ago, you know what I tell business owners and sales professionals all the time is I never have to convince you guys that you have to keep in touch with your clients. Everybody on this webinar, I guarantee you, knows they have to send something to their clients to keep in touch, to keep top of mind. But the problem is, when you look at the market, you know, what tools are available for you to facilitate that? What tools are available to a business owner to keep them in touch with their clients? And when we looked at the market 15 years ago, what we saw was there was postcards, newsletters, vow packs, coupon clippers. You know, the list goes on, and not to beat those up, because I coach people on how to use those tools effectively for their business. But what we saw was the pain point that if you receive a postcard, if it doesn't hit you at the exact right time, where you're in the buying mode for whatever on that postcard, you throw it away. The shelf life of those things tends to be 5 to 8 seconds. And so what we sought to do is say, can we create something, for lack of a better word, that has such psychological impact that when a human being pulls it out of their mailbox, they go, man, this is super nice, and they bring it into their home, they set it on the coffee table, the countertop, the bedside table. And that's really where our flagship product, American Lifestyle Magazine, was born. It's a 48-page coffee table quality magazine, and the unique component is that it's customized to look like it's your magazine. So if you're the financial advisor or the realtor, it's your magazine being sent to your clients. And the value proposition is that, unlike a postcard that has a 5-second shelf life, our shelf life is 4 to 6 weeks.
The average read time per recipient is 44 minutes, and the average referral rate that our clients are seeing is 38%. So if you send this to 50 people for the course of a year, you should be seeing 38% give you referrals, which would be 19 referrals. And that really leads me to the mission of why we exist at Reminder Media. It's to empower you to close more deals and retain more business. That's why we're doing this webinar today. If you're asking, hey, why are you putting on this webinar? Because we want to teach you what we've learned in following up with people, what we've learned in producing seminars, but most importantly, so you can take this knowledge and it ultimately results in you gaining a lead and a client for your business so you can support yourself and your family and live this freedom, this life of freedom that you want to live in your life. And that's why we're putting on this webinar today. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Heather. Heather, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to give you a second. Please introduce yourself, share about White Glove and what you guys are doing, and then let's dive right into this topic of putting on a successful seminar.
Thank you very much, Luke. Happy Friday, everybody. So I'm going to first just let you know that we here are back at White Glove. We are backed by founders who have spent the past 27 years in the trenches growing their practice through educational seminars. When the old seminar marketing model just wasn't filling their lead funnel any longer, they decided to build a better mousetrap. Our founders thought, literally, for their own private practice, they thought, what do we need in order to scale and build our business? Those answers provided the model on which White Glove was built. Launched just 3 short years ago, we have a revolutionary ways for professionals like you to grow your practice without upfront financial risk and without sacrificing your most precious commodity, which Luke had just referenced, your time. It's caught on like wildfire, and we are now coordinating 500 seminars per month across the U.S. and Canada. So how are we doing this? We do all the work, all of the event planning, minutia tending, back office work that is a drain on your staff. We research and book a venue. We create, deploy, manage all the marketing. We handle the live registration process with our CRM team and in-house call center, taking on the burden of wrestling the registrants into your event. We even offer extensive coaching and presentation training from your dedicated seminar coach. Next, we take all of the risk. This is unheard of. We front the money for the venue. We spend our dollars on the marketing, and you'll just pay after the event and pay only for those who actually show up. In essence, you're no longer paying for effort, just results. If that's not enough, what would make this virtually undeniable? Well, our founders at White Glove, they thought, a guarantee. We're going to guarantee your success. Meet a few stipulations, and if you don't pick up a client, we'll give you another bite of the apple for free. So that's who we are. That's what we do. But one thing we love above all else is unequivocal value. Raise all ships is a motto regularly heard around our offices. So let me tell you a few foolproof suggestions on how to have a successful seminar and how to get your attendees turned into clients. So these are the top 3 things for seminar success. Number 1, be prepared with processes in place. It sounds simple, right? Wrong. One of the keys to any slam dunk seminar is implementing the correct process, but there are so many steps involved with this. First, pick the right venue. Use your venue selection to your advantage. You can say a lot to your attendees before you even meet them just by selecting the right venue. Add credibility to your event by selecting a place with an educational feel. A library, a community center, a small college or town hall, Chamber of Commerce. They're all great selections that scream, this is going to be a credible, informative event. Hotels and business centers can and generally do give the impression of a bait and switch. We don't recommend those. These settings may sound convenient, but the message they send is, let me lure you into this event only to switch it up and sell you something. Next, you got to conceive, create, and deploy your marketing. Creating a marketing message is an art. Word placement, font size, bullet points, how much information is too much information. selecting the right or most captivating images. The smallest component in a marketing piece can drastically affect your turnout. And now the deployment of the marketing needs to be strategic. I doubt any of you are still paying and praying with old-fashioned mailers. So for your digital marketing, you need to coordinate with your skilled development team and your coders to actively deploy and monitor results across multiple platforms that they should be using. And manage in real time. As the registrations come pouring in, it's imperative that you connect with your registrants right away, like within minutes. Doing so proves to the registrant that you're a bona fide professional with resources right at your fingertips. Real-time follow-up with a confirmation thank you sequence and follow-up email reminders are ideal. Use multiple platforms along the way. Email, text, reminder phone calls. Also, make sure you have a phone number on your invitation and someone whom you trust to answer the phone in a happy, pleasant tone. Probably not the summer intern or your cousin's neighbor. True story, this just happened to me this week. I just called one of my advisors and he didn't answer the phone as he usually does. It was someone else. And this guy sounded, well, I don't even have any words for it. When my advisor got on the phone, he said it's his summer intern. And I said, don't ever let him answer the phone again. Because if I had been a registrant, it would have been a no-go. Because listen, this trained first impression person must be able to clearly answer any and all event questions in the most professional manner possible. Next major component to this, you gotta have the heart of a teacher. Show passion for educating on your particular topic, whether you're an advisor, a realtor, a lawyer, any other professional conducting a seminar. You have an amazing power to help people and change their lives for the better. They have a concern about something and they chose your event to ease that concern. Show that passion within you. Show the audience your true desire to give them the value of your knowledge. Attendees want to work with people they like, and nothing cuts through to them faster than an honest love for the topic that they're there to learn about. And to that point, this is big. Never sell anything. Besides cutting appointment requests by 75%, selling will do one thing at your event. It's going to toss your credibility right out the window. So keep it educational. Honor the silent agreement that was made when they accepted your invitation. The only thing you're selling is yourself. This is an audition, really. You haven't earned the right to sell to them yet. In fact, I'll back it up a stretch. If I were to ask you, why do you do seminars? What would you say? I've only heard one perfect answer to this question, and it floored me. But why should you do seminars? It's just two words. It's to connect. That's it. To connect. This seems like a no-brainer, like it's so obvious that it should go without saying, but presenters actually struggle with this one basic concept. Attendees will make an appointment with someone they like, someone they get a good feeling from. Without a connection, I'll tell you what, there will not be a follow-up appointment. There's no way. If you're busy thinking about your bottom line and selling, I guarantee you're not connecting, and connections equal appointments. So for your audience, speak to them, not at them. Your attendees aren't actually craving a ton of new information. Shoot, they have a world of information already in their hands. It's their cell phone, their smartphone. They already have, they can download any information they want. What they crave is someone who's going to simplify it all for them. They're sitting in front of you because they don't know what's going on. So don't confuse them with your big words and your avalanche of acronyms. These attendees have signed up to learn. And while jargon that professionals use daily may seem natural to you, it's all far from natural for them. So let them in on what you're explaining. Just teach, don't tell. Like, for example, Roth IRA. It's a basic everyday word for an advisor, not so much for the general public. FHA loans, pre-approval, anything mortgage or contract related, you should describe what it is before you ever even say it. People adore analogies. Are you going to be talking about indexed annuities? Well, before you even say those words, describe how there are two ways to scale a boulder, with a harness or without. This is going to resonate more with your audience. Open strong and finish strong. You got to open with a bang. You want your audience leaning in to get some more. So check this out. Hi, my name is Heather Wilson from XYZ Realty or XYZ Financial Group. Thank you for coming out tonight. I sure do appreciate you taking the time. Are you captivated right now? Are you thirsting for more? You just dying to hear what I'm going to say next? Of course not, because that was boring. It's a known stat that you get 7 seconds to make a first impression. So I implore you, do not waste those 7 seconds on predictable pleasantries. Why not make your first words your best words? Words that the audience wasn't expecting to hear and won't soon forget. You got to really think out of the box for this. Listen, because I can't tell you what those words should be because they lie within you and they're going to make up your very own personal flashbang story. Dig deep and remember exactly what got you into your line of work. What were your earliest memories related to money? What was the overarching feeling of your very first home purchase? There's a ton of questions that you can ask yourself when developing this big flashbang story. And the more personal your story, oddly enough, the more universal it will be. So develop it, practice it, but most importantly, I want you to feel it. And then watch your audience engage and lean in for more. All right, so then close with value. They need a reason to meet with you. So many hosts given seminars do such a great job giving value at the event. Maybe they even capture the audience's attention the entire time, and then they miss the most vital step. Ask yourself, why would an attendee need to come and see me? And if you don't offer that, if you don't offer at the end a very crystal clear answer to that question, then they don't know why they need to come see you either. Lastly, never end on a Q&A. You want to be the one to drive the conversation at the end of your event. You want to control the last impression for that entire audience. Ending on a Q&A allows for one attendee to dictate the last thing that everyone will hear. It also risks your ability to be respectful of everyone's time and end when you promised you would. Your guests, they'll be bothered if you disrespect their time by running 1 minute over. But if you run 1 minute short, well, hero status. So again, plan ahead, be prepared, have your processes on lock. Approach this event as an educator and focus on providing value to your attendees because value wins. And you want to control the audience's first impression and finish with a strong, crystal clear reason to meet with you. Master these things, and you'll turn seminars into the most powerful item in your toolbox.
Man, it's awesome, Heather. Thank you so much. So guys, she has just really laid out for you very clearly some 3 overarching principles to help you run a successful seminar. What I want to do in the next just couple minutes is I want to share with you, all of you I know are on this webinar because yes, you want to find a new way to create leads for your business, and seminars are a potential way for you to do that. You know, I know most of you, I can't speak for all of you, most of you probably don't want to spend your weekend or your Tuesday night or Wednesday night just speaking about a topic. You're hoping that when you speak about that topic that it ultimately triggers that connection as Heather's talking about, which leads to a relationship, which ultimately every deal that's ever closed is on the backbone of a relationship. And so I want to give you guys 3 things you should be doing in order to turn your seminar leads into valuable clients for your business. The first is you need to offer an item of value. Second, practice proactive follow-up. This is a passion and pet peeve of mine. And then third, you have to be nurturing these relationships. So we're going to talk about nurture campaigns. But did you guys know there was a study done by researchers, and what they were trying to figure out is how much does the audience actually remember after a presenter gives their message. And you can see the stats there up on the screen, but 50% remember, or you remember 50% of the presentation 10 minutes after. So all of you will probably only remember half of what Heather and I are talking about 10 minutes after this presentation. Now don't worry, we do have the slides we're going to send out. We're going to have the recording sent out to you so you can reference it back. 25% is what you'll remember 24 hours from now, and only 10%, a measly 10% a week from now. And so it shows you that, and this should almost be a little bit of an encouragement to you guys that, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how great of a speaker you are, or maybe if you even bomb. Now, I'm not encouraging you to bomb the presentation, but the truth is they're only going to remember 10% a week from now. And it shows you how critical that week is after your presentation, where the stuff that you shared is still fresh on their mind, and this needs to play into your nurture campaigns when we talk about that. But I want to talk to you guys about this item of value because it's a chance for you to increase that percentage of them remembering you. Gary Keller, who's the founder of Keller Williams, and they have over 100,000 real estate agents now, he talks about the idea of you have to build mind share in the minds of your prospects. You have to be number one or number two, or you don't have a chance for them to use you. If I say you're going to go buy a car right now, the first two car dealerships that pop into your mind pretty much have 90% of the market share of the chance to earn your business. You have to make sure you're number one or number two, hopefully number one, in the minds of your prospects, in the minds of your attendees. And this is why you need to utilize an item of value at your seminar. This is something that you're going to give to them as a takeaway. Think of it as almost like a sticky asset, something that's going to live with them long after the seminar has come and gone, to be a visual reminder of what the seminar was about and who you are. For our clients on the line, this is a perfect opportunity for you to use your magazine. You can actually customize the magazine to where you can customize the inside front cover letter to be about your seminar. We can create ads for you to go on the back of your magazine so you can reference to what you want it, the call to action to be. But you want to focus, whether you use the American Lifestyle magazine or not, you want to focus on these things. It needs to be high quality. Because as Heather referenced, it takes 7 seconds for people to make an impression about you. So this plays into how they perceive you. So you want it to be high quality. So not only do they perceive you well, but they actually keep it and hang on to it. Second, it needs to be relevant content. There's two things to think about when it comes to relevant content. One is the content has to be attached to what your seminar is semi-about. So if your magazine you're using, it's high quality, but you want to tie it into your seminar to make it relevant, to make it feel natural in what you're trying to do. But also the relevancy is even more important in the second point, which it needs to be relevant to your audience. For example, if you're a financial advisor, and you're hosting a seminar on retirement, and let's say the demographic of who shows up is 55 to maybe 65 years old, you probably maybe don't want to make your item of value the pop sockets that are all the rage right now going on the back of cell phones. Because it's not going to be relevant or resonate, and I shouldn't maybe make that broad generic statement, but the truth is it probably won't resonate with that audience. So you want to make sure your item of value is relevant to the audience that's attending your seminar. You want to try to tie in this item of value to your follow-up campaign. Remember, I just shared with you they're only going to remember 10% a week from now on average. So your follow-up campaign is essential to you turning that attendee into a potential client of yours. So tie in this item of value that you give to the follow-up campaign to where you can reference it on your emails that come afterwards, your phone calls that come afterwards. And the key is you want to get something that has a long shelf life. The second point to drive attendees into being clients for your business is you have to switch your mindset from passive to proactive. See, I've been doing this now for years. We work with over 30,000 business professionals, and the number one mistake I see in marketing today is that so many people do marketing campaigns, whether they're sending out postcards, magazines, social media, and they kick their feet up and they're waiting for people to come to them. And the mistake that I see so often in seminars is that you'll go and you'll present and you'll only focus in the room of the 10 to 20, maybe even 100 attendees, only the people who raise their hands or are confident enough to approach you at the end of the seminar. We call them hand raisers in marketing, people who actually take action and are interested. You need to switch your mindset to being proactive and see every person in that room as a potential client for your business and follow up with all of them, because remember, a no is not a never. It's a key principle in sales that a no is not a never. The different mediums you have to follow up are print, email, text, phone, face-to-face. The average salesperson across the nation right now is following up about 1.2 times. But yet the statistics show, as we all know, that if you follow up between 6 and 12 times on the phone, you increase your chances of closing a deal or getting an appointment upwards into the 90 percentile. So it's key that you use persistence and consistency in your follow-up, and you take a proactive approach to how you're following up with these people. Understand that the key is not the medium you use, it's in your ability to take action. But when it comes down to the medium of your follow-up, what I would encourage you is, when you're doing this real-time registration, as Heather's talking about, make sure you're capturing information that directs your follow-up campaign. What's your preferred method of communication? Some people will put email, some people will put text message, some people will put phone call. Try to capture their preferred method of communication, so now when it comes to your follow-up and you're taking that proactive action, you actually can reach out to them in their preferred method of communication. And just touching on this point of being persistent and consistent, I gave you the statistics of the average salesperson only following up 1.2 times. But the key is, you want to be persistent and follow up 6 to 12 times, but you also want to be consistent in how you follow up with people, because your consistency will allow you to look at the data after it's all said and done and you do your seminar and 30 days goes by and you have done your follow-up. If you've consistently followed up with people, now you can measure your results and evolve and get better on your scripts and on your email templates for the next time you follow up. And that really leads me to the third point, which is nurturing your leads. See, the key to marketing really lies in how good of segmentation you can do for your list. So I talked to you guys about switching your mindset from being passive to proactive and looking at everybody who attends your seminar as a potential client for your business. What you want to be doing is, you want to get back from your seminar and you want to start bucketing the people that attended your seminar. I just put simply up on the screen the A list, B list, C list. We've all heard about it. But you want to start thinking about these leads that attended your seminar so you can start marketing to them effectively. You want to start segmenting them out into different tiers. The A list, my advice to you would be, these are people who are probably going to purchase within 30 to 90 days. These people you should market to based upon the products you're offering. The reason why is because that's what they want. So they're in the mindset of purchasing. The value in their mind is product-based material. So it's like a real estate agent. When you get a lead off of maybe Zillow, they are in the mindset of product-based stuff. They want to see product-based stuff. So you end up dripping on them with MLS, maybe drips, where you're sending them different listings that pop up on the MLS. It's the same idea here. You want to segment out your seminar attendees going, oh, these are the really hot leads that are going to buy within 30 to 90 days. I want to follow up with them with product-based stuff because that's what they actually desire and they want. For your B list, these are people who are going to purchase 4 to 12 months. You want to focus on the connection. You want to focus on building a relationship with them because yes, they have interest in your product, but they probably haven't determined whether or not you are going to be the person they choose. And so this is all about representing who you are and what you bring to the table as a financial advisor that's maybe different from the financial advisor down the road, what you bring to the table as a realtor that maybe the next realtor doesn't. It's all about building that relationship, building that connection so you can start becoming their person of choice. And then the last list is your C list. These are people who aren't going to buy for 13 plus months, maybe even 2 years. Remember, a no's not a never. And you want to market to these people cost effectively, so using your cost effective ways of marketing like email. And the goal here is to build mind share. And what you want to do is you want to drip on them at first, within that first week, with proactive stuff that references back to your seminar, because that's where their mind is. You want to reference back to what you were talking about. And then as time goes on, you want to switch gears to really building who you are as a person and why they would choose you. And then as time goes out to the 8th month mark, getting up there, you want to start dripping on them with value of what you know. If you're a financial advisor, maybe it's about something that's happening in the financial market. If you're a real estate agent, it's maybe what's happening in the market in their area. You're positioning yourself as the expert on your industry, and then every so often you just drip on them with nice lifestyle-based content that they would enjoy and they would appreciate. So the key is you want to segment your attendees and start building follow-up campaigns to start marketing to them. Now I know when you guys are hearing this, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, that's a ton of work. It really is not. It can be super simple. You don't have to overwhelm yourself. You don't have to overthink the emails. Don't have to overthink the content that you're sending. The key is really just doing something. The key is really getting something out to them. I put an example up here on the screen of what 7 days might look like if you were following up, if you were a client of ours. Day 1, you could say thank you and send them your digital edition of the magazine. Reference in that email, thanks for attending my seminar. Please let me know if you have any other questions. I thought you might enjoy the digital edition of the magazine that I handed out at the event. Second day, pick up the phone, give them a call, check in, see if they enjoyed it, that you're actually getting feedback on the survey or on the seminar, and you just wanted to see and make sure all their questions were answered and that they enjoyed it, because you're always trying to improve and serve your clients. Day 4, send them another email that includes takeaways, stuff that you've learned from all the other clients that you've talked to so far. And then day 7, you could be super adventurous and invite them to meet you for lunch or for coffee. This is just an example of how simple a nurture campaign can be for you and your business. It doesn't have to be overthought. And the key is that you do this consistently for all 20 people that showed up at your seminar, and then track the results so you can evolve. So guys, just summarizing what I just went over, in order to take your attendees of your seminar and really turn them into clients for your business, you want to offer an item of value. You want to then practice proactive follow-up, where you actually go after everybody who attended your seminar, introducing yourself. And then most importantly, you want to build segmented campaigns to nurture each of these relationships, because they're all at a different point in time and looking to purchase what you have. All right, guys, so in order just to thank you for attending the seminar, so it's been awesome to hear Heather's and what she shared, and I hope you guys have taken a lot away from this. We wanted to thank you for attending and give you guys a special promo for attending. For all of you who don't know about ReminderMedia and are interested in using our magazines for your next seminar, we want to offer you 15 free magazines on your first mailing. So you can get those shipped to you, so you can use them at your seminar, you can use them at your networking events or at your open house, just to see how people respond when you give an item of value. For current clients that are on the line, we don't want to forget about you. We want to give you 50% off any new recipients that you add to your next mailing, just as a thank you for attending this. I'm going to turn it over to Heather and let her, she's going to give you guys an offer. I think that's going to blow your mind. But Heather, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can give them an offer from White Glove.
All right, great. Thank you. Well, for me, there's this concept of being in motion versus taking action. It's a common mistake that smart people make. Being in motion feels good. It feels like you're making progress. You're saying to yourself, yeah, I want to grow my business, so I'll do some research and then I'll compare and contrast and then I'll research it some more and then I'm going to think about it, versus just making a decision and committing. Being in motion versus taking action. We at White Glove, we reward action takers. So $500 off of your first event for the first 10 action takers that reach out to me. Because, if you don't take the decision now, then you'll have lost months of a full lead funnel. So I encourage you to do that as soon as you can. Thanks, Luke.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather. So, all right, we want to open it up to you guys. Because the key for our webinars here is we want them to be really beneficial for all of you guys to be able to grow your business, whether you use ReminderMedia or you use White Glove or not. Most importantly, we want to make sure that you get value out of this, that you can apply it to your business to start growing your business. And so we want to open it up to questions and answers for you guys before we close out. Just you can chat in. There's a chat box at the bottom of your GoToWebinar. You can chat in your questions if you have questions about how to host a seminar, if you have questions about White Glove services, about ReminderMedia, if you have questions about how to follow up, you guys can chat those in now, and we'll start taking those questions for you.
All right, everyone. So like Luke said, if you can put your questions in the question box. We have one from Maggie, and it's, would a restaurant be a good place to hold a seminar?
So that's a great question. Heather, I don't know if you have some thoughts on that. So hosting a seminar at a restaurant. I have some opinions, but Heather, if you have some opinions, go ahead.
Yeah, I have opinions too. We at White Glove, we market for strictly educational events as well as lunch or dinner events. So for me, it's what the advisor or the presenter is most comfortable with. I would encourage you to do what you are most comfortable with. We can handle anything. How about you, Luke?
Yeah, so what I always say is that when it comes to like marketing and where you're choosing your venues, this always goes to all the way out to choosing your copy as well, is you have to think about the demographic that you're attracting. So who is your target audience and where would they feel most comfortable? So I work with a realtor, it's actually my realtor, Brian Quigley's his name, and he's like a senior home specialist, and so he targets seniors. Well, he has hosted stuff before, believe it or not, in like a Wegmans conference room. And so the reason why he does that is because his clientele and the people he's attracting feel very comfortable there, and it makes it really easy and convenient for them because it's very close to the communities that he serves. And so I would encourage you that I'm not against a restaurant. I think what's super important though is making sure that you've thought about the clientele that you're trying to attract and making sure that it's in line with what you're trying to represent. So if you're going after luxury buyers, not that there's anything wrong with a cheesecake factory, but it might not be the best to host your seminar in a cheesecake factory if you're going after luxury buyers. So you got to think in terms of the target audience and then how this represents your brand and what you do to them. But great question, Maggie.
If you host it in a library or community center, you take that more educational route, then
Yep.
people are not there for the free dinner. They're actually there for
Correct.
your information.
Yeah, I love it. It's such a good point.
All right, so the next question is from Jennifer. How should I customize my promotional copies that I would bring to the seminar?
So great question, Jennifer. So when you're looking at your promotional copies, what we can do for you is you can customize like the back inside cover, back outside cover, and then the letter. So I would encourage you that the letter, you should customize it to be almost like a welcome letter to the seminar, to where you even give them maybe some of the key things you want them to take away, because chances are when they come in, maybe you've set the magazine out on every chair as like the party favor and the thank you for them attending, and so they're going to open up that letter. You want that letter to kind of be the thank you for attending and explain to them what this gift is and why you're giving it to them. And then what we can do for you is customize your back cover and your back inside cover. The back cover could be almost like a reminder of what you covered at the seminar. So we could design an ad up for you using our creative services team where we showcase maybe the top 3 takeaways from your seminar and even reference what I call the call to action of what you're trying to get them to do. So, are you trying to get them to, if it's a first-time home buyer, are you trying to get them to use you as the realtor of choice? And so we can then design the ad to point them maybe to your website or a landing page that you've created that talks about how you're the specialist in helping first-time home buyers. So I would encourage you to start tailoring in the back cover of your magazine to showcase kind of what the key takeaways from the seminar were and the call to action. You could also, don't be ashamed of maybe even using the tear out cards or the back inside cover to showcase your products and your services that you're offering. This is especially critical for like financial advisors. So they've come to hear and you're going to coach and teach them on what they need to do with their finances. A soft approach is putting the products that you offer and what you can do for somebody on the tear out cards of the magazine or on the back inside cover of the magazine. So as they're flipping through, they aren't perceiving, like Heather said, you don't want to just make your seminar about selling something. You're going to, obviously ruin or bomb at that point, because the seminar is supposed to be educational. So this is a nice soft way for you to showcase the products and services that you bring to the table. But great question.
All right, so the next question we have is from Molly. She wants to know what the services are that White Glove offers, and also where are you guys located?
We are located in Southeast Michigan, just outside of Detroit, the suburbs of Detroit. We're in Birmingham, Michigan. The services we offer is totally comprehensive. We do everything in terms of marketing your event, because you guys did not get into the business to be event planners. So therefore, we find your venue, we book it, we provide the insurance, we contract with the venue. That can be a beast in this whole thing, dealing with venues. We do all of the marketing, take all the registrations, make all the confirmation calls, and then we help train you on how to most effectively present. And then you will arrive that day or that evening, do what you do best. And then we will talk about how also to best follow up with all of your attendees. So we do absolutely everything necessary to help fill your funnel.
I love it. And just giving a shameless plug for them, the amazing thing about what they're doing is they're doing 500 of these seminars a month. So imagine the knowledge that they're getting and what they're learning at each of these seminars, that they're refining the process over and over again. And we're seeing that in just our experience in researching and talking to them and looking at what they're doing. So just to encourage you guys, a shameless plug for White Glove, but it really is incredible that they're able to pull that off seamlessly, and that's what they'll bring to the table for you. All right, Jesse, what's the next question?
All right, the next one is from Josh, and it's, after the seminar, should I add attendees to my mailing list to receive my magazine?
So that's a great question. So I would 100%, my gut is to always say, yes, of course you would want to do that. And that's what I would encourage you to do, especially when you look at your segmentation. You want to add your A's to that and probably your B's, because these people are worth where they're going to purchase within a time frame that makes the return on investment really worth it for you. So I know a lot of times when you're in business, it's hard to spend money on marketing, and you guys don't have extra money just lying around for you to throw away. So I would encourage you, if you can afford it, it's a no-brainer to put everybody on your list because of the impact it will make to the clients or to the attendees of the seminar. But if you're struggling to go, well, I can't afford to put everybody on the list, put your A list on that list, because what you're really doing at that point is you're making sure that they understand that you are the agent or you are the financial advisor of choice, and they're really judging you on the perception they have of your brands, the quality that you bring to the table. And this is a component, it's not the end-all be-all, but it's a component that really will showcase the quality of what you represent. Because if anybody hasn't felt the magazine, please request a sample, because you'll see right away the quality of the publication. It's high gloss covers, it's 48 pages, it's like an Architectural Digest magazine, it's a coffee table book, so it's representing you as a really high quality realtor or a really high quality financial advisor. But great question.
All right, the next question is from Scott. He says, hi, Heather. I'd like to know what or where you would recommend a venue, and is it best to do this alone or with other vendors?
Okay, yeah. First, our venue department is going to look for libraries. That's primarily what we're going to go after first. Then community centers, then small college campuses, small satellite campuses of schools. Then we'll do town halls or a chamber of commerce, anything with an educational bent. And depending on what you are presenting, like in the financial industry, we have taxes in retirement. You can absolutely bring a CPA with you if you want, or bring in a lawyer for estate planning. But in terms of a venue, tell us where your best possible clients would come from. And that's where we are going to search for your venue. Location, location, location.
Love it. All right, so guys, we're going to end it there. We appreciate all the questions. I know we got more questions coming in, but we'll reach out to you guys one-on-one and through email to make sure we follow up with all those questions. Just to remind you, all of this is recorded, and the slides will be available. We'll send them out, so you guys will have those emails in your inboxes soon, so you can reference it back. I encourage you, check out White Glove. You can see all of their social media handles there on the screen. They want to connect with you. They want to start talking to you, build a relationship with you, share what they have learned so they can help you grow your business. And the same goes for us at ReminderMedia. We'd love to connect with you guys so we can learn more about your pains and what's happening in your business, so we can come in and showcase what we can do to take care of that and really give to you guys something that can help produce ROI for your business, because that's ultimately what it's about. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate your time and look forward to our next webinar. Make sure you're checking out our blog and checking out our social media to see when the next one's coming out. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'm going to close with what I always close with, which is the difference between a top producer and a mediocre producer. Is top producers take action. So take action on something that you've heard today, put it into execution, and start driving your business. Have a great day, guys.